All right, so giving this a second to load, we are talking in this one about cell junctions, and a cell junction is just an area where two cells meet and are joined together. So junction comes from the word join. And so the first one we're going to talk about is in plants, and is the plasmodesmata. And these are just little channels, and I don't know if you can see it in this picture real well. It's in the PowerPoint from this unit, so you can look at that more closely if you need to. But if you notice, there are little tunnels in between cell 1 and cell 2. And so those little tunnels are called plasmodesmata, and they're just allowing cell 1 to send hormones or signals or whatever to cell 2. So for example, when grass is being grazed upon, so if you've got some sheep and they are grazing, then the grass actually sends chemicals throughout its whole little body that says, hey, we're being attacked, we're being eaten. And so that's one of the ways those chemicals get. So let's say this one got, well, out here would probably get damaged first. So let's say that the sheep comes over and nom, 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 eats on these. They're going to send signals through these plasmodesmata to these cells, who will send them to the next cell, to the next cell, to the next cell. So it's just one way for the plant to communicate with other parts of its body very rapidly. Then if we look at animals, let's go down here to animal structure. There are three different ones. There are tight junctions, and tight junctions are just what they sound like. That is where the cell is tightly fused to another cell. So it's almost like if you stitched it really closely together so that there's nothing could get in between there. So you can look at this picture, you can't even see two different things. That those cell membranes are tightly woven. They're so tightly woven that it looks like there's just one membrane there. The desmosomes are going to be like the rivets on your jeans. So if you have a pair of blue jeans, if you look where the pockets are attached, they're these little metal things. Those are called rivets. And there's a piece on the inside that attaches in, and it's a really tight structure. And you want your jean pockets to be tight so they don't fall off when you put something in them. And so it's a tight structure. It's not as tight as the tight junction, but it is going to create a strong connection. So you can kind of see you've got these finger-like things that are going across, almost like threads that are holding these two together. But you can see the gap between the two membranes. So it's not as tightly structured or as tightly sealed as the tight junction, but it is a strong attachment. So there's still some space, but it's still strongly attached. And then the last is a gap junction, and these are kind of like the plasmodesmata in plants. They are little channels, so they actually are doing two jobs. They're kind of connecting the two cells, anchoring them together, but they're also creating a channel for molecules to move from cell to cell. So this cell here can communicate with this cell next to it, or this cell next to it. So these are all ways that cells are attached to each other. This is really important in the formation of tissues. So you know that cells make up tissues, and tissues make up organs, and organs make up organ systems. This is how your cells are forming those tissues, is through these connections or these different junctions. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know.